Okay, hello everyone. This is Mrs. Robinson, and today we're going to be in your music. Not all of the Bowings and the whole history of Bowings, but a lot of Bowings. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you over to just some D major scales that I had written out, if I can find them. Oh, where did they go? PDF. I'm still looking. Aha, here they are. Found them. Okay, so this is basically a D major scale. You know, if you play viola or cello, that's what it is. You might not be able to read the notes exactly. But the first bowing I have up here is just a basic détaché, which is the basic bowing back and forth, separated. And let's just use that to get warmed up. Pretty straightforward, simple stuff. Okay, and then the next bowing you were probably introduced to was probably a slur. So in the next line here at measure 5, we have 2-note slurs. All right, so you're connecting, the bow keeps moving, the finger changes. Okay, here we go. There are more than just 2-note slurs. You could slur 3 notes together. You could slur 4 notes. You could slur more than that together. If you look here at the third line of measure 9, that's a 4-note slur version of the scale. So when you're doing slurs, you have to think about how much bow you're using for different things. When I did the 2-note slur, I was kind of trying to divide my bow in half to play the first note through to here, and then the second half of the bow to play the second note, and then all the way through. When I did the 4-note slurred version of the scale, I try to divide the bow into quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I don't run out of bow or have excess bow really at the end, that I might make the last note of the slur longer. Sometimes I hear people do that, like with the 2-note slurs. Or they do the reverse. They play the first note too long, which is a way to play, but that's not exactly the way it's written here. You know, if you had a different rhythm, you would do it that way. Okay, let's move on. Measure 13, I meant to say. So these are written with dots, and notice the dots are above or below the note, because if the dots are next to the note, that changes the rhythm. We're not changing the rhythm. These are still quarter notes. And these we're going to call, let's say we're going to do these staccato. The dot on the note could mean a number of things, but let's start with staccato, which is a little more basic than the others. For a staccato stroke, what you're going to do is you're going to start and stop the bow on the string. Come to a nice clean stop. And when you do this, the note ends up, usually your aim is to get it to be half of the value. So if it's a quarter note, you're looking to play an 8th note with an 8th rest after it. So there's space between each note and they sound short. Okay, so here we go at measure 13. Right, so you start and stop the bow when you play staccato. At measure 17, we have something else. It's staccato marks, but also like a slurp. So you must be thinking, well, gee, that cancels each other out, doesn't it? Not really. So what we're doing here is we're going to put 2 staccato notes in the same bow direction, as you see above on the notes, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. So we call this either slurred staccato, or more commonly we call this a hooked bowing. And it would go like this. And right? So it's part slur, it's part staccato, kind of a hybrid of the two. Down, down, up, up. That would be the basic idea for that. And then finally, here at the bottom here, we have number 21. Each note is marked with an accent. So we would call this an accented bowing. And what you have to remember with the accent is to not make it sound staccato. Remember when we did staccato, we start and stop the bow. Right. So there's some work in stopping the bow. For an accent, you're kind of letting the note ring out after you dig a little bit into the bow to get the initial sound, and then let it ring. Yeah, the end of that sounded better and was a little bit more what I was going at than before. So I'm going to try that one more time so that I can do it correctly once for you. So think of like bells ringing, like a ting and then a little bit of sound after it. Bow is a little bit tricky because you have to give it a little weight at the beginning of the bow stroke and then lessen it as you pull the bow through, especially when you're doing the up bow on an accent. You have to really press in and let it ring after, and then you have to press in again for the down bow. If the scale's a little bit much, just try it on an open string first. That goes for any of these bowings. Okay, so there you go. That's your primer on all the bowings that you may see as a middle school student. Happy practicing. I'll see you next time.